Imagine standing in the center of a city. You see a flash, then silence. The kind of silence that feels wrong. The kind that means something terrible has just happened. The ground is gone. The sky is burning. The world is ash. And somehow, you're still alive. Now imagine it happens again. 3 days later, different city, same hell. This is the story of Tsutomu Yamaguchi, a man who didn't just witness history. He survived it, twice. Tsutomu Yamaguchi was born on March 16, 1916 in Nagasaki, Japan. He grew up in a quiet working-class home. Humble beginnings. Nothing extraordinary, at least not yet. He studied naval engineering in college, a path of structure, logic, and precision. It was a respected field, and he excelled. He began working for Mitsubishi Heavy Industries, designing oil tankers, helping build Japan's industrial might. He married his sweetheart, Hisako. They had a son, a quiet life, a normal life. Until the summer of 1945, Yamaguchi was on a 3-month assignment in Hiroshima. He was ready to leave. August 6th, 8:15 in the morning, he was walking to the shipyard, and then the sky exploded. A blinding flash lit up the city. Everything turned white. He was just 3 kilometers from the blast. His body flew, his skin burned, his ears ruptured, his world shattered. "I thought the sun had fallen," he later said. He staggered through a nightmare. The city was gone. People had turned to shadows on the walls. He survived that night in a half-collapsed shelter. Burned, bleeding, in shock. The next day, August 7th, he boarded a train. Back home, back to Nagasaki. He arrived the day after the Hiroshima blast. Wrapped in bandages, his body trembling. But he was alive. He found his wife, his son, still safe. He tried to warn people, told his co-workers what one bomb had done, but they didn't believe him. One bomb destroyed a whole city. That's impossible. 2 days later, August 9th, he went back to work, still limping, still bandaged, still in disbelief. And then, 11:02 a.m., the world exploded again, this time in Nagasaki. This time, he was once again just 3 kilometers from ground zero. The Fat Man bomb obliterated the city, and yet, again, he survived. The office crumbled, fires spread, glass and concrete tore through the streets, and still, he lived. Even more incredibly, his wife and son also survived. She had taken shelter behind a concrete wall, looking for ointment for his burns. The weeks that followed were unbearable. He vomited blood, his hair fell out, his skin peeled, his soul fractured. But he endured. He returned to work, raised his son, lived quietly in the same city that nearly killed him. He didn't speak of it, not for decades. In his old age, he began to tell his story, not for fame, not for attention, but for peace. He became a voice against nuclear war, a symbol of what human beings can suffer and still survive. In 2009, the Japanese government officially recognized him as the only confirmed survivor of both atomic bombings. A man of 2 cities, 2 blasts, and 1 message. The atomic bomb, he said, strips away the dignity of humanity. It must never happen again. Tsutomu Yamaguchi died on January 4, 2010, at the age of 93. From stomach cancer, likely caused by radiation. But his story lives on. He wasn't a soldier, he wasn't a general. He was a father, an engineer, a man who saw the end of the world and chose to keep living. Share it, remember it. Let Tsutomu Yamaguchi be known, not as a victim, but as a survivor who showed us the strength of the human spirit. Subscribe for more true stories buried in the forgotten corners of history. Comment below, do you believe in fate? Or was this just the cruelest coincidence in history? This was the man who survived 2 atomic bombs. And this is Time Blip.